Talk with the Cowboy.
Welcome and thanks for riding with the Cowboy. Well, tonight I want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, DJX.
Merry Christmas to you too, Cowboy.
I want to wish you all a great Christmas with your families. Remember Christ on his birthday. Get out there and enjoy the holidays. Merry Christmas to every single person on the staff, DJX, and all the Cowboy Nation, all my friends and family. Merry Christmas. This is a Christmas show, and we're going to get started with kind of a bad day last Sunday in Raymond James Stadium with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers being defeated by the Cincinnati Bengals. It was a tale of two halves, as we all know, 17-3 at halftime. We were playing a real good game. We played good football the first half. We played exceptional football. Mike Evans is getting the ball, and we got a 17-0 lead. And in the last closing seconds of the first half, they kicked a field goal, made it 17-3. We all felt good. The Cincinnati Bengals, Super Bowl AFC champs last year, getting behind 17-3. But the tale of two halves. The second half, on a 4th and 1, a fake punt at their own 25. Giannotti Bernard fumbled the ball. The Bengals recovered the fumble and go down and kick a field goal from that. But they build up momentum. Later, the offensive line of the Bucs shatter. Press breakdowns of coverage as far as protection of Tom Brady. He throws a couple errant passes, 2 picks. Leonard Fournette fumbles the ball, a handoff to him from Tom Brady. They get the ball, score with all 3 of those times, and come back to beat the Bucs 33-23 in Raymond James Stadium in a tale of two halves. We all seen it. The second half, they deteriorated like bread and water, and now they fall to 6-8 and head out Christmas night to Arizona to play the Arizona Cardinals Christmas night at 8 o'clock, 8:20 kickoff, Sunday Night Football. The Bucs, the Cardinals, in the desert. So we're going to need to get out there and get a victory and make 7-8. We're still a game ahead of the Panthers and still 2 games ahead of the Saints. So we're doing a good job as far as staying in the hunt for the NFC South and punching our ticket to the playoffs. That's all we can do. And ladies and gentlemen, we've been through this season and we know what I'm saying. It inconsistent play and the games are how they are. We're 6-8. The Detroit Lions, to give you some perspective, is 7-7 for all you Lion fans, and for the Cowboy Nation fans, the Lions are 7-7, and they're hot. So anyhow, it was a terrible game. The second half, the first half, we seen some life, but the second half is back to the same old blundering Bucs of most of this year. So we're going to have to hope that we can get out there in the desert Sunday night, Christmas night, and beat those Arizona Cardinals and get back to 7-8. Come back to Raymond James Stadium, play the Panthers, beat them, and we're in the playoffs. We got one game after that against the Falcons up in Atlanta. So that's where we are with the Bucs. There was other games this week. The Jaguars, as we said, beat the Dallas Cowboys in overtime. It was big win for the Jacksonville Jaguars to beat the Dallas Cowboys. They did it. The Lions continued to win. Another victory for the Lions. They're on a roll. 6 out of the last 7 games. They are 7-7. The Eagles continue to win 25-20 over the Bears. So even the Packers beat the Rams on Monday Night Football. Baker Mayfield up in Green Bay against Aaron Rodgers. It didn't work out for Baker in the second game, but Aaron Rodgers and the Packers did prevail and win that game up there on Monday night. A lot of big games this week. A lot of pivotal games this week. No more pivotal than the one with the Buccaneers. So we're going to try to hope that everything goes well. The coaches don't snake bite us. Our defense plays up to par. There's not any great injuries or any recoveries of players this week. Tristan Wirfs is still out. Jensen's still out. Fournette's expected to play. White's expected to play. Jones, the whole cavalcade of who's been playing. Tom Brady hopefully can get some protection from his offensive line. They can score more points early. They seem to play real well from being ahead like they were at one time a common occurrence. And their offense did click the first half. So that's what we're looking forward to this week. Big week. It is Christmas. But tune in that football, especially Sunday night, after your big Christmas day, and watch the Bucs and hope that they'll win. And now we're going to go into a little bit of baseball news with the Zach Efron trade, $40 million trade, Philadelphia Philly pitcher in free agency to the Tampa Bay Rays. That spring training will start in February. They're going to change it out of Port Charlotte due to hurricane damage. half the season and spring training will be played up in Wildwater Sports at Lake Buena Vista at Walt Disney World. So their spring training facility, the Rays, were damaged by the hurricane. Jack Efron, the big signing pitcher of Philadelphia Phillies, $40 million contract in free agency so far. We're going to get more players and more information on what the Rays are doing. We're keeping an eye on our Lightning. They seem to be playing well. They've won 3 out of their last 4 games. They're playing hard. Everybody's out there contributing in this pre-Christmas time in the NHL. That's about what's going on with both of those. The USF Bulls and their new head coach are in the transfer portal. Today is the day that we can sign free agent college football players from all over the country. We wish the USF Bulls great luck in the transfer portal and bring some players to the Bulls so that we can pull out of that 1-11 funk that we were in last year. So that's about the round world of sports on this Christmas week in the Tampa Bay sports market. But we're going to go to our questions now. And the first question is from Edna. And Edna wanted to know what I thought about the Pittsburgh Steelers and how the young Kenny Pickett's been playing. And Edna, I think Kenny Pickett's going to be the future of that team. He was drafted to be the future of the team, Edna. And he's going to be the player that they wanted. He was, of course, raised in Pittsburgh, played for Pittsburgh, college in Pittsburgh in the same stadium. Now he's with the Steelers. Hometown guy, his first year. And you can't expect him to go out there and win the Super Bowl the first year. It's going to take him a little bit of expectation, but he's as good as Trubisky. He's as good as Trubisky is, and they got Trubisky for a couple more years, so they can bring Kenny in and sometimes play Mitch if Kenny gets injured. So, Edna, God bless you. Merry Christmas, Edna. Thank you for your question. The next question is from Joni, and Joni wanted to know what I thought about the Jacksonville Jaguars win over the Dallas Cowboys. It's franchise win. It's a signature win, one of those in the end of the year you say is the signature win with a team as bad as the Jaguars have been to go out and beat the Dallas Cowboys in overtime. It is a signature win. It means that the new coach and what he's been laid down in the foundation so far is successful. And they went up against a formidable foe in the Dallas Cowboys and beat them. So congratulations, Joni, to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence, Doug Peterson, the new head coach, and that whole movement up there in Jaguars land. And you guys got a real big signature victory at the end of the year. Hopefully you go out there and win this week's game against the Jets. I'm pulling for you. And Merry Christmas, Joni. The next question is from Todd, and Todd wanted to know any word on any other injuries with the Bucs. Todd, there's no other news of any injuries or anybody coming back like Tristan Wirfs. He's probably the closest to coming back at right tackle, but he's still not going to be playing on Christmas night, Todd, out there against the Carolina Panthers. I mean, the Cardinals out in Arizona. He's not going to be playing. So we're just going to hope that maybe when the Panthers, when we come back and play at the first of the year in Raymond James Stadium, we can have Wirfs out there playing. And so for now, we're going to have to go with Josh Wells, who's played okay as a backup. But you got to figure it out with Josh Wells at right tackle and Shaq Mason at the guard. And then we got Hainsey. So we've got 3 of those players that are new to that line. So only Devin Smith at left tackle is the only one we got left, Todd. So we're hoping Tristan Wirfs gets back, but what we got is what we got. Thank you for your question, Todd, and Merry Christmas. And God bless you. DJX, what you got for me tonight?
Well, Cowboy, you know how we do it. Let's get right off into it, buddy. All right, this week I got a Q&A for you off the comments of YouTube from Joseph Graham. Shout out to Joseph Graham. All right, he said, how about the Eagles?
The Eagles are flying high. And the Eagles, Joseph, are going to fly right on into the Super Bowl. You heard it here months ago with the Sports Talk with the Cowboy. They're going to fly on into the Super Bowl with Jalen Hurts, with their new coach, and with Adonican Sue at nose tackle. They're going to fly right on in there. They're doing real good. They're playing real hard. They're a balanced team. They can play run, pass, run, and they can play good, hard-nosed, tough defense. Thank Adonican Sue and some acquisitions the team has made and had. Good linebacker core, good secondary. And, yes, they're going to fly right on in there. They're going to be in the championship game with somebody to go to the Super Bowl. I've got no doubt. So Merry Christmas.
All right. Russell Gage is underneath route. Second touchdown of the game. What you think about that?
Russell Gage did get a 2-touchdown game the other day. And, we've been hard on Russell Gage, but apparently him and Tom Brady have gotten some chemistry. He got 2 touchdowns this week, which is more than he's gotten all year. He caught the ball in difficult situations. He got behind his cover man and got open for Brady to see and hit.
Yeah.
And that's what these quarterbacks are expected to do when you're a receiver. Not just run the route, but you got to run the route and get around there and find your quarterback and try to get open for him to hit you.
Exactly.
Okay?
Right.
If you're looking at the back of your receiver's head or the side of his head going across the field, you throw the ball, it's going to probably be picked.
Pretty
so
much.
Gage had a good game. You got to give him that. He had a good game. Russell Gage had a good game. 2 touchdowns.
Pretty much. All right. Moving right along. Carlton Davis bats away Burrows. Would-be touchdown pass to Chase.
Good play by Carlton Davis. He's always been a good cover man. He don't seem to make any interceptions, but he won't let the opposition catch the ball. So that's just Carlton Davis's MO. He can be right up in the ball. It can bounce off his face mask. He won't catch it. He won't intercept it. He's just not known for it, but he can get the ball away. And he had to cover Jamal Chase the other day. That wasn't an easy task. And in that first half, he covered him like a blanket because we shut him down.
Yeah, okay. Brady pinpoints crouching Evans for a 24-yard pickup.
Well, Evans went down and got the ball, picked the ball up off the ground, and caught the pass Tom Brady got to throw. Some of these passes, Tom Brady's just not getting off because he's scared he's going to get banged up with that offensive line so bad as it is.
Right.
And you can see it in him. They say, is he getting too old to throw the ball? A lot of the times he's getting rid of the ball. That offensive line, he's afraid. That's right. He's still in this game at 45 years old. He didn't take a real direct hit. He ain't going to take one. He knows what's in front of him as far as the line's concerned. In that second half, we could see what happened. They were all over the man. I mean, the man couldn't even pick up any coverage. That's why you're not getting long passes.
He's a target.
Yeah, he's
a target.
Straight target. He can't move, and he's going to expect that offensive line to stand up and protect him. And when that breakdown of that protection happens, that ball's gone.
And you got to get rid of it.
He's gone.
All right. We're going to wrap it up right here with this right here. Pro Football Hall of Fame. Running back Franco Harris passes away at age 72. And we're going to listen to the sound bite for a little more detail on that.
All right.
No doubt. We were excited to celebrate the Immaculate Reception and everything that went into that and the players that went into that. I grew up a Cowboys fan, Andrew, and so I had a respectful dislike for that man right there in Franco Harris. Such a talented player, but I watched him beat my Cowboys in Super Bowls and really kind of dominate the 70s. But as I got to know Franco throughout my career and we crossed paths and I saw him every year in Canton, that dislike disappeared within seconds. I don't know if you can meet a more humble, a sweeter spirited guy than Franco Harris. Is that I enjoyed every single time I saw him across the room. I had to make my way to him to have a conversation because I loved his smile. I loved his spirit. The great thing about Franco is that every time you had a conversation with him, he always made it about the other person. He was an icon. He was a guy I looked up to, a guy that helped me to fall in love with this game that meant so much to me. But every time I went to talk to him and I wanted to find out about him, he turned it around and made it about me. And that's just how special this individual was and why he was so endeared and loved in Pittsburgh, but so endeared and loved around the football community. We've lost.
Not so much detail on how he passed away, but he was loved.
Great loss to the National Football League. Franco Harris. No, you never need to say anymore. Pittsburgh Steeler. Great. Immaculate Reception, Super Bowl winner, Chuck Noll, Terry Bradshaw, the whole team, Jack Lambert, Mean Joe Green, Greenwood, Mel Blount, the rest of the teams up there in the Steelers in those years. I mean, Hall of Fame, great man, humble man, good man, good family man. It's a shame that he's gone. And don't know how he's gone, but we lost a great one today.
Right. Well, that's what I got for you this week, Cowboy.
Well, Merry Christmas again to you, DJX.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to each and every one of you. Love your neighbor. Be good to yourself during this Christmas holiday. Remember whose birthday it is and celebrate it that way in your name. And we ain't going to say it because of FCC regulation. Merry Christmas. God bless you.